Hey everybody, it is your friend and I guess sometimes mentor, J.R. Fisher. And I wanted to make this live video. It's the last one of 2019. Done a lot of live videos in 2019. A lot of stuff's happened in 2019. And I like that. I like that a lot of things have occurred, but I wanted to share with you a little bit about, what I've done, what we're doing, and really more importantly, what you can do for 2019, because there's some definite things you can do. And I want to kind of maybe wake up a couple people and let them say, hey, this is what's going on. Maybe you didn't realize it. Maybe somebody didn't tell you these things. So I want to be the one to tell you. So the first thing is you got to make a decision. I don't want to hit my computer too much. It seems like it's a little unbalanced here. I'll make sure that's right. But the first thing you got to do is make a decision that 2019 is not going to be the same. Okay. And, that's the biggest thing. Most people, if they're listening to me, right, are interested in changing something or doing something or succeeding at something. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to change who you are. And a lot of people are super uncomfortable with that. Maybe they're shy, or maybe they've never had a business before, or, maybe their relatives are telling them that, you're just a dishwasher, or you're just a cashier, or you're this job or that job. You're not a job. Number one, you're not a job. Okay. A job is just something you do with your body. So you're not a job. And how you choose to act around other people is 100% up to you. So if you've been told your whole life you're shy, or that, you don't look a certain way, none of that matters. I'm amazed. And if you do any social media, you'll get this, but I'm amazed how many people will actually watch a video that I do, and they'll watch the whole thing. And then they will choose at the very end to put a negative comment. And, I know that prevents a lot of people from doing things, because they say, if I go on camera, somebody's going to say that I'm too fat, or I'm too old, or I'm too skinny, or, too short, or, my hair's not right, or, my skin doesn't look good. And it's because we're bombarded by all these images of so-called beautiful people. And I won't pick out any of those families that we all know post all the time, and that's all they're all about. But I'm here to tell you, if somebody watches something that you do online, and they actually take the time to watch your content, and then they take the time to post something negative, I feel sorry for them. I really, honestly feel sorry for them, because, that's a situation where they've got so much time that they want to watch somebody else and then complain about what the other person's doing, instead of really doing something for themselves. So I think the average person tries to, lead their life this way, where they go out and they try to do what they think is reasonable, right? They try to do what they think is reasonable to fit the world's expectations. Nothing could be worse. Really successful people go out and have very unreasonable expectations, and they try to get the world to fit their expectations. That's a very different way of looking at the world. And in doing so, they become people like, a Steve Jobs or an Elon Musk, or, a Warren Buffett or whatever. They come up with things that they think are totally unreasonable, because they want to achieve some really great things. But the only difference in them and you is that, you just haven't done those things. You can do the same thing. There's no difference to it. Being, happy and successful, what really kills me is what I see, and I'm rambling a little bit, but what I see people spending money on, I'm astonished. My wife and I, we often go to our local grocery store, and we live in a nice neighborhood. And I would say, I'm probably exaggerating, 70 to 80% of the women in this grocery store come in with a Louis Vuitton purse. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about Louis Vuitton. This is just my personal opinion. A Louis Vuitton purse, or handbag, they call them handbags, right? They don't call them purses. On average sells for $1,500, $1,500 for a purse that you're going to carry around, credit cards, and probably very little cash in. But what that Louis Vuitton purse does is it tells everybody else that knows anything about Louis Vuitton that you spent $1,500 on a frigging purse, no, handbag. You spent $1,500. So today I'm in Starbucks, I'm in there working, and I'm trying to edit a book I'm finishing right now. And there is a lady not dressed well at all, and her husband not dressed well at all. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because I wasn't dressed that well either. But she had a Louis Vuitton handbag, and I thought, wow, Louis Vuitton, that's a $1,500 handbag. And the conversation she was having with her husband was that she had to drive up to almost Los Angeles, which is almost 100 miles and several hours of driving, to take some tests so that she could get a job as a part-time teacher. Now, I don't know what part-time teachers earn in your town, but they don't earn a lot here. And to spend $1,500 on that purse is astonishing to me. I don't, they don't have the money. They don't have the money, but it was so important for her to have that handbag on her arm, telling everybody that she spent $1,500 on the purse, even though she was trying to get a part-time job. What they spend on cars. I mean, I live in San Diego, so I see some incredibly expensive cars. And I'm sure some people can afford it. They can write a check for it, but I'm sure of this, that there's a lot of people in a lot of debt too, because I used to be in the automotive industry and I used to see it. I used to see how much they would go in debt. Sometimes the payments would rival their rent payments or their home payments. They would spend this on a car because it was so important for them to be driving that car. It was so important for them to have that home that had, living room, dining room, family room, and all, and they never used any of that. I know I used to have one of those houses. I had a 1,500 square foot house on a 3-acre lot. And I had a living room and dining room that I never used. I'm paying for this stuff, but never used it. Had a second story that I never went up on. If you're doing that, you're a slave to your job. You are. You're a slave to that. You're a slave to all this debt. And a lot of people will do that. And they do that so that they can impress people that they don't even like and stay in a job that they hate. It's funny. I mean, it's amazing how much they will go through pain and agony to impress other people that they don't even care about, that they may not even like, but they want to impress them. So I'm saying to you, for 2019, how about you don't do that? And I have a lot of other people say to me, well, I can't afford to start a business. I've got these debts, and I've got these bills, and I've got this car, and I've got this other car, and I've got my, membership to the country club or whatever the heck it is. And they're working and they're going to this job every day, and they've got all this stuff that they don't really need. And they would be much happier, and they can't start the business because they have to keep feeding. They got to keep feeding all these things, the houses and the cars and the $1,500 purse. They got to keep feeding all these things. So they can't afford to quit their job to do something they really want with their lives. So I'm kind of saying to you, check that out. If any of that resonates with you, I want to get back to the comments real quick. I can honestly say I have never read anybody's post or watched anybody's video and sat down and wrote horrible comments about them. I wouldn't do that, because I would say, well, you know what? Even if I don't like it, even if I don't like what they said, or I thought their style was wrong or whatever, I admire them for, getting up the nerve to write something, or getting up the nerve to record a video and try to help people for, whatever reason. Even if I don't agree, they've gone through some effort. Why would I want to say anything negative about that? So when people do that, and I'll probably get one on this video, but when people do that, I feel sorry for them, because they're missing out. So I would say this year, okay, I want to give you a little advice. I want you to be unreasonable. Go ahead and do all those things that, you didn't do in the past. Be unreasonable about your health. I know I go to the gym probably 4 or 5 days a week. Always need to lose some weight. Everybody does, right? I get that. But I know, like, when I get on, let's say it's an elliptical machine and they've got all the little settings there, right? I'm unreasonable about it, because they say, put in your weight and age. I put in a little bit heavier weight than what I am. And when it comes to age, I always put in 25. Why? Well, because that's what I would love to be, right? 25, but I don't really, because back then I wasn't the same person. But the point is, that's what I want to compete with, because that's unreasonable, right? I want to do that. I want to try to do the best I possibly can. And I want to be held to that standard, because that's unreasonable at my age, because I'm more than 25. So do that, ask things of yourself that is totally unreasonable, and you're going to achieve more than you realize. Because right now, I promise you, some beliefs, and this happens to every human being, is holding you back because somebody told you weren't good enough, or tall enough, or you weren't good looking enough, or something was wrong about you, didn't have enough hair, or whatever it was, and that stuck with you. And if you don't believe me, think about some of the things that happened to you in high school and how many years ago that was. For some of you, it's a few years. For some of you, it may be 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. And that stuff still sticks with you, still sticks with you. Don't let it. It's holding you back. It's not you. You're not the job that you're in right now. Okay. If you don't like your job, you have the ability to leave it. And, I also have people who say to me, well, I just don't know. There's no opportunity nowadays. There is more opportunity nowadays with the internet. This internet thing, guys, this internet thing is crazy. I started doing stuff online. 9 years ago now? 9 years ago this month, as a matter of fact. Yeah, 9 years ago this month, and quit my job not long after that and haven't looked back. And I've made some deviations. Some things have worked, some things haven't worked, but I've paid my bills. I've lived a pretty darn good life. I've traveled to foreign countries. I eat the food I want. If I want to go somewhere or buy some clothing, I can do it. And it's all because of the internet. My grandparents, they didn't even have this opportunity. What did they have to do? They had to get up every single day. They had to go to jobs. I mean, hard jobs. Jobs were tough back then. I know I never met my grandfather, but he worked in a coal mine and he died at the age of 35 of a heart attack, and he had the black lung thing. I don't have to do that. I talk and I type. That's what I do. I talk and type for a living. That's not very hard to do. There is so much out there you can do now online. It's incredible. I mean, just unbelievable how much money is being made online by people. But if you tell yourself that you can't do it, or you don't have any opportunities, or you've already missed the boat, you haven't missed the boat. Now, I mean, a few years ago, the internet was coming and it was going to get big and social media was going to get big. Now it's big. Now you can do it. Now you have the ability to do it. If you've got a phone, most people have a smartphone. You've got a camera on it. You can do Instagram. You can do Facebook. You can do YouTube. And guess what? All those services cost. They're free. They're friggin' free. So, you can talk about your product every single day. If you've got some little side hustle and you want to get it going, pick up your phone and just start talking. And I promise you, some people are going to resonate with you. I promise you they will. I've seen it happen. I started a group called the Art of E-Commerce Success a little over a year ago. And guess how many members I had? 0, because you don't start a group with any members, right? Today I have to add, I think 12 or 14 people to it. And we have approaching 1,400 people in that group now. 1,400 people. And in that group, I share information on how to make money online, how to sell stuff, how to do all that kind of stuff, and help people out. That's all we do in that group. And guess what people in that group do? They buy my stuff. They buy my books. They buy my courses. They buy my products. They buy my survival food. I have a survival food company. And it's amazing. And you know what I've spent on that group? I've spent 0. All I do is go online and talk every now and then. I talk and I type. I talk and type. That's it. There's only 2 things I do. And it makes me money. And you have that same ability. You can do the same thing right now. So I guess what I'm saying to you is, if you're not being unreasonable, then you're not going to achieve a whole lot, because if you go out and do what the world expects of you all the time, every day, maybe the world doesn't expect hardly anything of you. And what does that mean? That you won't do hardly anything. So I'm saying this year, okay, starting tomorrow, you can take tonight off, right? Starting tomorrow, start to challenge yourself a little bit. Start reading, start learning. And if you say, well, I'm not a techie person, then become one, right? I wasn't a techie person. I didn't know how to send emails. I didn't know how to do anything, okay? And what I did is I went online and they got this thing called YouTube. And I swear to God, you could type anything in the YouTube search box and you're going to find the answer to it. It's the second largest search engine in the world to Google. People want to know how to do stuff. So people do videos on how to do stuff. Okay. If you've got any talents at all, you could probably sell it online. I promise you could. And, some people say, well, I just want to sell products. So what I did, this is a shameless, I guess, promotion, but I put in the comments there a link to one of the books I wrote, and it's how to find products to sell online, how to successfully do that. So if you want to click on that link, you can grab that book. Now that book is $5.60, $5.60. You may not have $5.60. I doubt that, but that's no problem either. Let's say you just want to get free training. You want to know how to set up an online business and you don't want to invest 1 red cent. you can also do that because I put another link in the description there. And in that link, you can click it and you can join me this Friday, the 4th of January, 2019. It's going to be 2019 real soon. Right now here in California, let me check my phone. It's 4:06, which means it's 7:06 on the East Coast. So we got a few hours left of this day. And I will tell you, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm working right now. I guess this is work, right? I mean, this makes me money, so I'm working. And you can be doing the same thing. You can be doing the same thing. If you've been in that job that you don't like and you're slaving to buy stuff that you don't need, step back a little bit. See what you can do without. See what you can cut. I don't live in a 5,500 square foot house anymore because I don't need it. I just don't need space. It was a pain to clean 5 restrooms. We had 5 bathrooms. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Didn't need to do that. So here's what I would suggest to you. This year, step back, decide what's really important to you, decide you want to be happy. And the best way you're going to be happy, and this sounds kind of crazy, is to do all the things that you're scared of. All the things that you've always thought about doing, but you were fearful of doing, go ahead and do them. Go ahead and give them a shot. Now, some of them aren't going to work out. That doesn't mean you quit. That means you keep trying and trying and trying, because when I first started, it didn't work out. But I just kept trying and trying and trying and trying. And now I have people who pay me thousands of dollars an hour just to coach them, which that's pretty cool, right? I remember my 2nd grade teacher, I used to talk a lot in class, and she says, you're never going to get anywhere if you sit there and talk all day. Well, I don't know about that now, but you can make money just talking all day. So, look at what your life is circling around. And some people are so negative too. I mean, people say, well, the internet's destroying, lives, and YouTube and Facebook doesn't work, and YouTube's messing up the government. And you can't have it both ways. You can't say that, YouTube and Facebook don't work and you can't make any money at it, and also say that it's powerful enough to mess up the government, right? And destroy our world. So you can't do both. It is pretty powerful. But don't always look at the negative things, okay? Just get rid of the negative crap. If anybody says anything negative, get away from them. Just get away. I know next month, because it's not January yet, I'm going to be going down to the Mexican Riviera on a cruise with 468 other people who sell stuff online. 468 people. And I promise you, they're going to be 468 of the most positive people you could be around, because they're doing something with their lives. They're being positive. They're trying new things. And it's going to be a blast. I'm going to love it. I'm going to be going to Mazatlan and Puerto Vallarta and Cabo San Lucas and enjoying myself on a nice cruise. And what has enabled me to do that, because I think that's my 3rd or 4th trip in the past 12 months. Yeah, because I started in Bangkok in September, and I was in Cancun recently, and some other small trips too. And now I'm going to be down in Mexico again. But what has enabled me to do that is to start a business online. Starting a business online enabled me to do that. And if you want to know how to do that, like I said, there's a link there. It's free. I'm doing a free training this Friday. So this Friday, the 4th, this is a live video right now. This is the last day of 2018. On the 4th, I'm going to be showing you how to set up a real online business. No BS, nothing, not going to sell you anything, just show you how to set up a business. So if you want to do that, click on that link. I do want to thank all of the people who have really supported all my companies, who supported Survivalcave Food, which is our survival food company, and all the companies that sell our products, because we have thousands of retailers that actually sell our products every day. I want to thank all those people that joined my group. I want to thank all those people who bought my courses, all those people who bought my books over the past year. I mean, you guys have been incredible, and all the people that give us support. And I get nice emails, and I get nice messages that somebody made money, or that they understand how to do something now, and that they're successful now, and they got all that from information I shared. So that's why I do these live videos. So if you like this and it's helped you, right, share it. Go ahead and click the link, share it on your timeline, whatever. Let other people have access to it, your family, your friends. It gets my word out a little bit more, maybe help more people, which is what we want to do. And I really appreciate all you guys have really supported us. I really, really do. It's been a great year, and I'm looking forward to an incredible 2019. We have a lot of cool things new courses coming out, really cool stuff, new book coming out. And I'm really excited about all that. So I just want to thank everybody. Decide in 2019 to be happy. And the way you're going to do that is change your entire way of thinking. Be a little bit unreasonable, right? Try all those things that you're fearful of. Cut out all those things in your life that you really don't need anymore, and you'll be a lot happier. So the next time I see you, it will be 2019. You guys have a great, great evening. Enjoy your celebration and be safe. And I'll talk to you real soon.